In a wild field in southern Africa, there were two male and female lions who had lived freely for many years. They'd often hunted together, roaming across vast grasslands without rest. Life became increasingly difficult as the climate changed. Water sources dried up, and prey slowly became scarce. As a result, the two lions decided to leave their old territory and find a safer new place to live. They traveled hundreds of kilometers, facing hunger and dangerous encounters with other predators. Every night, the male lion stood guard, while the female lion took the opportunity to rest and regain her strength. After many weeks, they followed the scent of fresh water and wild animals to Makata National Park. This place is renowned as one of the largest reserves in South Africa, with vast grasslands and rich ecosystems. Upon arrival, both lions immediately sniffed around to find a place to hide. They saw patrol cars, guard posts, and fences, but could not fully understand what they were. At that time, in Makata National Park, two staff members, Sifo and Namsa, began to notice the presence of two strange guests. Sifo was an experienced patrol driver, often traveling across the savannah to check on the animals. Namsa was a seasoned animal observer, always carefully recording any changes in the reserve. Both were extremely surprised to see large lion footprints near the Central River. They decided to monitor from a distance to ensure that the newly arrived lion pair did not encounter any mishaps. In the early days, the male lion often roared in the middle of the night to mark his territory. The female lion had not yet adjusted to the new environment, so at times she seemed uneasy and constantly moved around. Sefo and Namsa silently observed, recording all signs of their health and behavior. Although the lions looked tired, they were still strong enough to hunt small prey like antelopes or hares. Namsa noticed that the female lion moved slowly at times, and she suspected that she might be pregnant. Sefo agreed, as he saw that the male lion protected the female lion more carefully than usual. Both were nervous and hopeful, because if the female lion was pregnant, it would be good news for conservation work. After 4 months, the female lion's symptoms were clear. Her belly was visibly bigger, and her gait became heavier. Sifo began to prepare basic medical equipment in the car in case of an unexpected situation. Namsa still followed closely, meticulously noting the female lion's resting times, eating habits, and the male lion's mood. Everyone in Makata National Park hoped that the female lion would give birth smoothly. However, a bad situation arose when the female lion struggled to give birth and was in pain for 2 days. Both lions moved restlessly. The female lion kept moaning, while the male lion walked around as if extremely worried. Namsa and Sifo realized the critical situation and feared that the female lion might lose her life if not supported in time. However, using anesthesia on the female lion was impossible because she was about to give birth. If the male lion was anesthetized, the female lion might react violently or run away, worsening the situation. Sifo and Namsa decided to rely on their courage and professional instincts to approach the two lions. They drove closer, trying to observe if the male lion showed any signs of aggression. Seeing the car approach, the male lion roared loudly, his mane standing on end, showing a look of alertness. The lioness still lay there in pain, unable to move much, only whimpering softly when the contractions came. Namsa whispered to Sifo that they had to move forward. Otherwise, the lioness could collapse at any moment. Sifo agreed, slowly getting out of the car, his eyes never leaving the lions. Namsa followed closely, holding the medical equipment, including an injection to aid the birthing process. The two humans and the two lions stood in the middle of the vast grassland, closer than ever. The male lion growled, stepping forward to protect his mate, but he did not immediately attack. Perhaps he sensed that they did not intend to harm, but only to help. Namsa slowly approached, using a gentle voice to reassure the lioness. Sifo stood as support, ready to retreat if things became tense. Gradually, the lioness seemed to understand. Her eyes became less tense, allowing Namsa to touch her belly. Namsa quickly injected a birth aid, giving the lioness more strength for the birth. The male lion roared softly, approaching but not biting. The two staff members gently stepped back a little, waiting for the medicine to take effect. Nearly 2 hours passed. The female lion experienced many intense contractions. Finally, a tiny lion cub was born, in an indescribable moment of emotion. The male lion approached, licking his cub, while the female lion panted but her eyes shone with joy. Sifo cheered softly when he saw the lion cub move, making a weak cry. Namsa quickly checked, making sure the lion cub had no serious deformities. She even had time to inject another dose of tonic to help the female lion recover faster. The male lion looked back at them, as if to send a silent thank you. Sifo and Namsa stepped back, giving the lion family some quiet space. On the ground, the lion cub was still struggling, appearing healthy in its mother's arms. The lioness gently licked the baby, purring softly as a welcome. The two staff members sat in the car, watching that sacred moment with hearts filled with happiness. They decided to name the male lion Koda, the female lion Leia, and the cub Mosi. The name Koda symbolizes bravery, Leia symbolizes hope, and Mosi means a new beginning. After ensuring Leia was stable, Sifo started the car, while Namsa continued to watch the lion family. The car slowly drove away, leaving Koda, Leia, and Mosi together on a windy afternoon. On the way back to the station, Namsa gently wiped away her tears, her heart full of pride for having saved a precious life. Sifo smiled, saying this would be an unforgettable memory throughout her entire working life in Makato National Park. Everyone in the reserve was overjoyed to hear that Leia had given birth safely. The next day, when Sifo and Namsa were patrolling by, they saw Koda and Leia standing on the grassy slope, turning their heads to look at the car. Mosi was still too young, trotting around at his mother's feet, but occasionally looking up curiously. The male lion no longer growled at the sight of a human, as if trust had been established. Namsa believed Koda's family would continue to live healthily under Makato's protection. Sifo made a note in his diary, marking the day Mosi was born as an important milestone. Both of them were moved when recalling the moment the lioness accepted their intervention. The story of Koda, Leia, and Mosi became a testament to the power of love between humans and wild animals. Every time the patrol car appeared, the lion family still turned their heads to look, as if to express their silent gratitude. Koda growled softly, Leia licked her cub, and Mosi gradually grew stronger day by day. The entire Makato Reserve considered this a source of pride, affirming that conservation efforts always bring miracles. Sifo and Namsa continued their daily work, but never forgot the unforgettable moment when they saved Leia. They understood that every life is precious and humans can unite to preserve the wild world. Time passed, Mosi grew up, learning how to hunt with his mother, warring with his father to affirm his territory. Koda was still majestic, always standing by Leia's side, while Leia was as resilient as the first day, even though she had become a mother. Under the dawn, the lion family looked so peaceful, a beautiful image on the green grassland. Whenever he heard the sound of Sifo and Namsa's car, Koda would glance at it and calmly continue his guard duty. Each time, Namsa would smile, remembering the arduous journey the two lions had gone through. Sifo felt the lion's trust in humans, even though the boundary between nature and man still existed. Thanks to their efforts, a precious life was saved, and a lion family remained intact. The story spread throughout the reserve, inspiring young people who love animals. Everyone hopes that Koda, Leia, and Mosi will continue to expand the lion pride in Makato in the future. Though any challenges remain, faith and courage will help humans and nature coexist. When the sun sets, the male lion roars loudly, the sound reminding them of the stormy days that have passed. Leia licks Mosi, continuing to nurture a new life full of hope. Sifo and Namsa returned to the sanctuary, filled with joy and satisfaction. They knew that whenever they returned, the lion family would still greet them with familiar eyes. The night wind blew through the fields, carrying the scent of wild grass and the echoes of wild music. The stars twinkled in the sky, illuminating the path the two staff had taken. There the lion cub Mosi slept peacefully in his mother's arms. Koda kept watch, ensuring no enemies invaded their territory. From afar, Namsa and Sifo's eyes still followed the lion family, believing that their mission was complete. And so, every time they saw the sanctuary's vehicle, Koda, Leia, and Mosi would turn their heads to look, as if to express their deep gratitude.